Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good evening, everyone. So, in this video, I would like to share with all of you regarding your first assessment. So, in this video, I'm going to give you some input of what you are supposed to do for your first assessment. Okay. Alright, so this is actually your first assessment, assessment 1A. Okay, as you know that it is divided into two parts, assessment 1A and assessment 1B. Right, for assessment 1A, it is going to be infographic and it carries 10% of your overall marks. So if you want to have a look at this question paper for assessment 1A and also for assessment 1B, you can go on and log into Kalam. Right. So let's have a look at the information over here that you need to fill in. So do not forget to put in your name, your full name and your metric number. So since that you are going to work in a group of 3, so make sure that you have all of the group members' full name and ID number. Section, okay. So I am teaching 3 sections for actually 4, okay, for UHL2452, English for vocational purposes, okay. So it can be either 01G or 01P, okay, or 04P or also 02P. So it depends on your section. Alright, do not forget to spell my name correctly over here, okay. And then what is the name of the product that has been approved? Okay, for the date, right, it can be either as I have mentioned to you, all right, so it's going to be either in the second meeting of the week, which is going to be either on Wednesday or Thursday or up until Friday that day. Okay, right. Then the course learning outcome over here, so CO2, analyze salient information from technical written materials and documents. So this means that you are going to get the information from the research that you're going to conduct regarding the product, and you're going to take the information from the original sources, and you have to either paraphrase, okay, or summarize or synthesize the information. All right, or synthesize the information. Okay, right, that is going to be CO2. For CO3, you need to demonstrate presentation skills using appropriate content. So it's going to be about the product that you're going to present, accurate language, whether it is going to be imperatives or passive form, and effective delivery strategies in describing the products. Okay, right. So instructions given here. The assessment is divided into two parts. So assessment 1A is infographic, 10%, and assessment 1B digital technical oral presentation, and it carries 25% of your overall marks. So altogether for assessment 1, you are going to have 35%. Okay. Alright, so read both instructions for assessment 1A and assessment 1B carefully in their entirety. So it means that, okay, you need to read the instructions for assessment 1A carefully and also assessment 1B carefully, because at certain part it is going to be the same, but for other parts it's going to be totally different. Alright. So for this assessment, you are required to deliver a technical oral presentation describing one of the latest existing products. Okay, so the keywords over here are latest and existing products. So existing products meaning that it has been in the market within a year or 12 months. Okay, less than a year or 12 months. Alright, so as you can see over here, your due date or the deadline for submission will be from the 15th until 19th of November 2021. So 15 is on Wednesday, 19 is on Friday. Okay, so let's assume that you're going to submit it on the 19th of November 2021. So the release date for the product that you have chosen should be right by 20th November 2020. Okay, so it means that it is less than a year or within 12 months over here. Okay, and you have to assume that you are the representative of that particular company, and you are representing your company for the Industry Expo Virtual Exhibition. Okay, so as you know, when you are going to present in an exhibition, okay, your audiences are going to be from both technical and non-technical audiences. Okay, so it's going to be from both technical and non-technical audiences. So in case, all right, if you need to use some terminologies, okay, or terms, right, make sure that it is understandable by both of your audiences. Both here meaning that not only two, but it caters the technical and non-technical audiences. Alright, so here are the details of your first assessment. Okay, alright, so let me erase it first. Okay, alright, so number one, with a partner before that, okay, with a partner or in a group of three. So in this context, it is going to be a group of three, okay. So because you are going to work in a group, you are required to, number one, research the product thoroughly. Okay, so where to get the information from? You can get from the website, okay, you can get from the manual, all right, from other sources as well. Okay, let's say it is a blog, or it is a vlog, okay, or it is a magazine. Okay, so you need to research about the product thoroughly. So once you got the approval from me about the product, so you have to find the information regarding the product from the official website, from the manual, or from other sources as well. Okay, so let's say if one of your group members, okay, he or she has the product with them, so you can ask them, okay, to share the manuals and such, so that you will know what are the things that you are going to present later on. Okay, right, in a group, you need to identify the technical description of the unique parts. So using sources of description, okay, sources of description, you need to, right, identify the technical description of the unique parts. Okay, so for a group, it is going to be 6 unique parts. Okay, if it is a pair, it is going to be 4 unique parts. So since that all of you are going to work in a group, so there must be 6 unique parts, and you must be able to identify all the 6 main parts and describe it technically. Okay, all right. Apart from that, or besides that, okay, you need to also explain on how each of the chosen unique part works. Okay, for example, right, if you're going to explain about the handle, okay, of a cat litter box, okay, you need to explain how the handle works. Okay, so at first you need to explain about the handle technically, or you describe it technically, and then after that you need to explain how it works. Okay, that is going to be number 2. And lastly, you need to also explain how to use the product on overall. Okay, so let's say if it is a cat litter box, I'm not really good at drawing, but I'll try to show it to you. Okay, let's say this is the cat litter box. Okay, all right, so there is a handle here, okay, and then there are other parts as well. So if you're going to explain about this particular part, which is the handle, so make sure that you explain about it, or you describe about it technically, and at the same time you're going to explain how this part works. Okay, all right, then you need to consult me for the approval of the product by week 4, the first meeting. So in this context, I have already asked you to work in your group and try to find a product for that thing, so that starting from next week, you can start preparing for your first draft. Okay, right, where to put your first draft? It is going to be in the presentation outline that you can get in Kalam. Okay, so pick the one under group presentation. So that are the what you call it, elements that you need to fulfill in the presentation outline. Okay, right, so each group must prepare a 1-page infographic poster. So it's going to be infographic poster as the visual aid. Okay, alright, so as you can see clearly here, this is applicable for your assessment 1B, which is digital technical oral presentation, because the infographic poster over here, it is going to be used for the visual aid purpose. Okay, for a group, the maximum number of words that you can have in the infographic poster will be within 300 to 450 words. Alright, and the poster should be in A3 size at least, okay, or you can put it to A1 or A0, no problem. Alright, as long as it is visible, people can read it. Okay, and make sure that it is suitable for the virtual product exhibition. Okay, you need then to upload the final description draft of your infographic into Turnitin Plagiarism Checker. Ensure that you have a minimum of 3 references, okay, according to the APA 7th edition. So I will share with you the website that you can refer to when you are going to write for the references. And then number 6 here, plagiarism of any form will not be tolerated, and 0 marks will be given for the description that contains more than 10% of plagiarism, okay, which is taken from Turnitin. So insert the received Turnitin result at the bottom of the infographic. So where to put it, I'm going to explain later in the example. Okay, for number 5 and number 6, alright, so next week you're going to work for the first draft. Okay, once I have approved the product that you have suggested, so next week you can start working on writing the first draft, and you can put in all of the information that you have collected or gathered in the presentation outline in column, which is under group presentation outline. Okay, alright, and then after that, right, it's going to be the first draft. Okay, in the second meeting, hopefully, right, in the first meeting, once you have completed it, you can send it to me or give it to me, and then I'm going to have a look at it, and I'm going to give my feedback whether it is okay or not, or you have something else to improvise or to add in. Okay, in the final draft itself, after you have done the correction, okay, I'm going to collect from each group, okay, the presentation outline. Alright, okay, I'm going to collect, let's say there are 10 groups altogether for you. So I'm going to collect it from each group, and then I'm going to upload it to Turnitin over here using my own account, and I'm going to generate the similarity index report. Okay, so from the report you can see that, okay, let's say if your plagiarism or similarity index report is lesser than 10%, alright, it is lesser than 10%, then you can proceed and prepare your infographic poster. If it is more than 10%, I will ask you to do the correction, okay, and then I'm going to upload it again in Turnitin. So 10% and below, no problem, but more than 10%, you have to redo it. Okay, right, until you have reached less than 10%. Okay, and then you need to put in the Turnitin result at the bottom of the infographic. So where to put it, I'm going to show it to you afterwards. So submit the soft copy of your infographic as well as the Turnitin similarity report, okay, in PDF form to the agreed platform. Over here we are going to use Google Classroom. Okay, earliest on 15 November, you can send it starting from 15 November up until 19 November 2021, okay, by 11:59 p.m. Okay, so if you submit it 12:01 a.m., so it is going to be considered as late submission. So you have to name your submission. So later on in the Google Classroom, I'm going to create the topic or the link, then you can refer to it. Okay, and you're going to upload the infographic here. This is going to be number 1 that you need to submit, and then number 2 is going to be the Turnitin similarity index report together with the poster or infographic poster that you have prepared earlier. Okay, all right, so I'm going to erase it. Let's see what are the other things that you need to take into consideration. Okay, right, so this is going to be the sample of the infographic. All right, so let's assume that this is the sample of the infographic. Okay. All right, just ignore the scribble that we have on the screen. Okay, while I'll try to erase it. Okay, so what you need to consider, okay, when you are preparing the infographic poster, okay, all these elements, okay, you need to have all of these elements in your infographic poster. So what are the elements that you need to have? Number one, you need to have the header of your poster. So in the header, you need to include the company logo, the product name, okay, which is going to be about, okay, or you also put the brand of the product. Okay, let's say if you're going to talk about or present about a Braun electric toothbrush, so you're going to name it, okay, as Braun electric toothbrush, and then what is the model number. So let's say if it is BR1234, then you're going to put it there, okay, on top of it as the header. Okay, then on the body part of your infographic poster, of course, you are going to put in your images, okay? So you're going to have the definition, all right? And you're going to define what does it mean by this product, okay? And you're going to give the product overview by giving the or explaining it in the or describing it on overall. So you're going to describe about it, how many main parts are there, and what are the subparts if there is any. Okay, so you must make sure that the product that you have chosen consists of at least 6, okay, or 4 main parts or unique parts. 4, it is only for pairs or for pair work, while since that you're going to work in a group, it is going to be 6 unique parts. Okay, so the unique parts, right, should be described technically using sources of description. And of course, you need to have the relevant visuals. Okay, let's say if you're going to describe about the handle, so please try to highlight on that handle. You can have the whole image of that particular product in the center of the poster, but when you are highlighting on certain part, then you can just cut it out and then focus on that thing. Okay, and then also explain in number 3 how chosen unique part works, okay, as I have told you before. And number 4, you need to explain how to use the product. Okay, so that will be the body paragraph of your infographic poster. Okay, next, on the footer part, okay, you need to include at least, okay, or minimum 3 references and written according to APA 7th edition. At least 3. So if you're asking me, sir, can we have more? No problem. Okay, so at least 3, you can take it from the official website, from blog, okay, from magazines, for example. Okay, and then do not forget to put the company contact details, okay, the email, so you can just create it. Okay, let's say my name is Muhammad Shafidul Zaman at braun.com, for instance. Okay, so you just create it. Okay, and then the company website, you can take it from the original website, okay, www.braun.com, for example. And what is the phone number? Okay, so for the phone number as well, you can just create it, or you can also take it from the official website. Shouldn't be a problem. Okay, and then, right, you are going to put the marks for your similarity index over here at the bottom of your infographic. Okay, so as you can see here on the bottom right hand corner of the infographic poster, you're going to put the Turnitin similarity percentage. Okay, all right, as a reminder, the infographic must include the content as stated in your presentation guideline. So it means that whatever that you have put in the presentation guideline, okay, remember that for the final draft, you need to give it to me, or I'm going to collect it and I'm going to upload it to Turnitin for similarity index procedure. Okay, and then whatever that you have in the final draft or the presentation outline should be the same as what you are going to present in the infographic poster. Okay, all right, so if you scroll down a bit, you can see the marking scheme on how we award you the marks for the presentation. Okay, so this is just for you to know. All right, so I have covered everything that you need to know regarding your first assessment, and I believe that's all from me.